Okay guys, hey, this is Mel and I'm here to talk about the originals, episode 309, titled Savior, which premiered Thursday, December 10th, 2015 on the CW. And guys, seriously, it's only been 2 minutes since the episode finished, and I swear if I was doing an actual video recording right now, you could see I'm trying not to cry right now because oh my god, guys, my heart is beating so fast and I cannot believe the emotions I am feeling right now. It's like, oh my god, I don't even have anything written down to help me recap everything. I just wanted to get down to this, and oh my, okay, so first things first, haven't seen the episode yet, please go do so first, otherwise you're gonna think I'm completely crazy reacting like this, and you have no idea what I'm gonna be talking about, so please go watch the episode first, I beg you, and then come see what I have to say, because right now I'm a big emotional ball of mess and whatnot. It's not pretty for sure. So yeah, so let's just get started. 10-minute clock, probably gonna go over it, but what did we learn in this episode? So we know that Rebecca was found in this episode, but we learned that she's been cursed due to the stake that was used for her. So the episode is basically trying to figure out how to get rid of this curse, but also because Freya's the only one who could do it magic wise, she manages to get poisoned, though. In the process of getting poisoned by attack by the Strix manage to get the medallion from her. So there's that whole bunch of issues happen. They need an antidote for Freya, who needs to make a cure for Rebecca, who is a ticking time bomb to becoming a Ripper, basically, with black eyes reminding me of a demon from Supernatural. So anyways, that's kind of, so everyone in the Michelson family is trying to figure out a way to save these two sisters so that one can help the other, and so forth and so yeah, we got that. A lot of things happened for sure. Please watch the episode because I just want to get to the parts I want to talk about. But we do see a side story with Detective Kinney, and then with Vincent and Marcella and all that. So Vincent's made the new regent. Detective Kinney was dealing with his downward spiral due to Lucian's compulsion. And Tristan he seems to have gotten what he wanted. He wanted the medallion back. By the end of the day, he got that. He managed to swipe Freya's necklace that holds Finn inside. Don't know how he did that, but he managed to do that, so that was surprising. And yeah, a little fun holiday party with a whole bunch of twists in the end. So most shocking moment of the episode has to be the fact that Rebecca wasn't healed. She wasn't cured like they had thought. So I thought that was very surprising, and I'll get back to that in a moment for sure. But top 3 favorite moments, seriously, this should be changed to the top 3 emotional moments of the episode for me in this episode. So first one has to be Klaus and Camille. It finally happened. Oh my god. They kissed. Okay, so back it up for a bit. So Klaus goes with Camille because he's still watching her for protection to help Detective Kinney, and he actually compels Detective Kinney, kind of like a loophole around Lucian's compulsion, and because he helped him, who is someone he doesn't really care for, he did it because it's what Camille wanted, it what made her happy, and he makes this whole speech about it too, about how, let me find, I wrote part of it down, where is it? Oh yeah, he said, what's important to you is important to me, and then he does a whole bunch of mirroring stuff in the speech as well. It's a beautiful speech. I definitely have to look it up later and put it on my live journal and back on Tumblr for sure. But he brings up this speech, and then she brings up, and she's very moved by it. She's very appreciative. It's clicking to her that he actually could see her in a romantic sense, and she even asks him, what do you wish for? And he kisses her. It's like, oh my god, it's like, and she smiles afterwards, and it's so awesome. And then like afterwards, it's assumed that they sleep together, although I'm not really sure. Maybe they just made out a lot on a bed together, because they're both clothed, and it's not like she's in like a nightgown or a nightie or whatever, and he's like in pajamas. He's still wearing his, like, I don't know, but usually for TV, usually if they're both naked or they show skin, it's assumed that they had sex, but because they're pretty much fully clothed. I'm just assuming that they made out a lot on that bed. But I'll take it. I'll still take it. It's still Klaus and Camille, which I love. I've been waiting it for so long. And then it's ruined by the fact that Klaus wakes up with blood on his hand and Camille's throat slit. And I'm just like, what the hell? And it's like, I know it was rumored that there was going to be a death. It was rumored that people were saying that Camille was going to turn in this episode. But still, why does it have to be just after the guy gets the girl, he loses the girl? I mean, it's just like with Arrow in the mid-season finale this week. Oliver just proposed to Felicity, and then they get into a shootout. They get gunned down in a limo, and she's bleeding afterwards, and he's cradling her in his arm. That's basically what Klaus was doing with Camille in this episode. He was cradling her dead body in his arms and shouting in rage and sorrow the fact that the girl he just basically indirectly confessed his love to is now dead after a few hours ago he was just kissing her and they were both happy, and it's just so unfair. And I hope it's just her turning, because then okay. But then it makes sense, but who slit her throat? Because I doubt that it was Klaus. But would Cammy really do that to herself too? I don't know. And if so, like, who snuck in to kill Camille then if it wasn't her? It's just... But the previous talk mentioned that she kind of didn't like the fact that she had to be protected by all these immortal enemies. And I guess in her head she's thinking that if she's immortal too, then at least she's on somewhat of an equal footing ground. But anyways, top 3 first favorite moment of the episode, Klaus and Camille, all their scenes together, all their encounters together. Love it. It totally makes up the fact that we barely got them on screen together during the first half of the season. We got that moment in premiere where she defined that they were going to have a professional relationship, and then it was at the police station, and then that's pretty much it until he rescued her from Aurora. So it was great to have a very Klaus and Camille-centric episode, for them at least. Second, Rebecca's return. I love Claire Holt. And the fact that Rebecca's back, love it, love it, love it, love it. Love it, love it, love it. And the fact that even though Rebecca was cursed, I loved what being cursed brought out in her. She talked about truths that no one would bring up. She called Haley out on the fact that Haley is willing to accept the Michelsons whenever she needs them to do something like babysitting or protecting her. Yeah, she's all for accepting the Michelsons as her family. But the moment that something goes wrong, hence an enemy comes, or she's getting in the way of their relationship or whatever with Jackson, then she doesn't hesitate to blame the Michelsons for everything. And I really love that cursed Rebecca fully called Haley out on that, because it's like I couldn't have said it better myself. It's like she put the perfect words out there for the situation, and that's something I always hated about Haley. I hated how she always flip-flopped between her Michelson loyalties and stuff like that. So I really like that Rebecca brought it up. And even Rebecca brought up the fact to Klaus about Camille, about her being fragile and how he can't always protect her, or that he's going to corrupt her like every other woman that they brought into their family or into their lives. So there's always some truth behind it, but I love those truths that no one would ever dare speak about on a regular day were brought up when Rebecca was cursed. So I just love that. And third favorite moment, very emotional. It got me tearing up with tears of sadness, and unlike the tears of joy I felt for Klaus and Camille, and that is the fact that Rebecca begs Elijah to dagger her. So basically, Elijah gets a call from Rebecca, and they meet up in an alleyway, and she reveals that the curse is back on her. She almost ripped the juggler out of her taxi driver. And she reveals that the curse is not removed. So she wants him to dagger her because she doesn't want to keep running. She wants Klaus to dagger her so that at least that betraying family part of the prophecy can be done with. And so that he could trust everyone in the family again as they take down the foe and the friend that's meant to hurt them in prophecy. And Rebecca is telling Elijah to dagger her, keep her daggered for a year until this prophecy is over, and then wake her up when Freya has a way to cure her. And don't tell anyone that she has been daggered. And the fact that Elijah refuses, and then when and then when Rebecca is begging him to do it, it's so emotionally charged. You can see it that he doesn't want to do this to his sister, and yet he does it. And he's holding her in his arms. He's like, I can't believe I did this. I don't want to do this. And it was heartbreaking. It tugged on my heartstrings for sure. I always love the love between Rebecca and Elijah, and then Rebecca and Klaus, and just the trio in general when they're actually showing love towards each other. I'm even getting emotional right now. Oh my god. Okay, sorry. I really need to calm down. And my 10 minutes are up almost. So basically, this is really a bad idea to start talking about it immediately after the episode is done. I'm not even done processing it. Oh my god. And this is why I love Tumblr too, because I hope that moment gets re-gifed so many times with dialogue so I can just relive that moment and then go find YouTube clips about it later on. It's just, this episode really tugged on my heart, good and bad. And there's the alarm. Told you I'd go over. It's a big episode, mid-season finale and everything. Okay, so what's that? Fourth one, I like the fact that Finn came back, even though he was kind of telling Freya not to help their family and everything, but he still stuck to Finn being the fact that he thinks his family's abomination. But I did like that eventually he did decide to give his power to Freya in that moment so that he could help her. Not necessarily help Rebecca, but so that he could help his twin sister. And I did like that. And I did like that Freya would not let her sister die, despite what her twin brother is telling her to do. So I really like the fact that they all came together the way they did. It was really nice. And then, of course, the little holiday party for Hope, how she got to have all her family there. She got to have Haley, she got to have, Jackson, Elijah, Freya, Klaus, Camille. Did I say Rebecca yet? But she got to have her whole family together, and I really liked that. And it was very holiday. It's a good party. And then another favorite scene was the little bonfire scene between Klaus, Rebecca, and Elijah. I especially love it when they all held hands together, for sure. Despite the sad news that Rebecca had to go away to keep her being back a secret. That was kind of sad, but it makes sense why. I wish Claire Hope could stay on as Rebecca, but it makes sense why she can't. But do we ever get to know their wishes that they throw on the bonfire? I mean, I want to actually see them read it or write it, and then we get to see it go back. Unless Klaus's wish was Camille, then I'm all for it. I already know about it. So, let's go to 3 peeved moments. The fact that Freya got overpowered, but it was understandable, though that was corrected when Jackson helped her out, so that peeved moment goes away. Tristan, he's ruining everybody's plans. This is not what you do for the holidays. You don't hurt everybody, for sure. It's just, I'm really annoyed by him. So, yeah. There's not really much I didn't like about this episode. I'm still on an emotional roller coaster right now, as you can tell by my wavering voice and everything. So, there's that. So what will I remember most when I look back on this episode? Hello, Klaus and Camille, the fact it's a holiday, the fact that Rebecca returns, the fact that Elijah daggered Rebecca. I mean, oh my god. So much. So much. Though I don't get what the title is referring to, though. Who's the savior in this one? I don't know. So, random questions. Do you really think that Elijah is going to keep the fact that Rebecca is daggered a secret from anybody, especially Klaus? I mean, I don't know. It's going to be tough, for sure. Next question. I don't think Klaus killed Camille. I really don't. And so that leaves the question, did Camille slit her own throat? Although that was a pretty gruesome thing to do to yourself. Or did someone else do it? And if so, who? I mean, that kind of sucks. I mean, why does it have to end like that? I don't even know. I really don't. Okay, another question. Does anyone else get the feeling that there's something else going on between Tristan and Aurora? I mean, seriously, if I didn't know the fact that they were brother and sister, I'd think that there was something more. I mean, didn't he call her my love or my beloved before? And I'm pretty sure you do not call your siblings that, especially your sister. I don't know. I really don't. I'm really confused by those two. I mean, I see that he's very caring towards her, very protective towards Aurora, especially when he's trying to stop her from having another episode, as he calls it. And then she's kind of impulsive. She kind of tries to do her own thing and everything, but she still will listen to her brother. But I'm getting the feeling that there's something else under there, and I don't know for sure. And okay, next question. With Vincent as the regent, are any of the vampires safe? I mean, I guess it shouldn't be a surprise that Vincent took back his witch heritage and claimed that leadership role, but he's definitely not afraid of any of the vampires, although I understand why he's afraid of the threat of Finn taking control of his body again. But though if Finn takes control of Vincent's body, is Vincent's body still the regent? Therefore, Finn is the regent? Or would the ancestors know that it's not really Vincent who's in control, so they're not going to grant him the regent title? Still not sure about this whole witch stuff, for sure. Sometimes it's confusing, and it sometimes contradicts what we learned in the Vampire Diaries, so it's still a hard time trying to fix what is in the appropriate scope of the witch magical world and stuff. And that's all the questions I could think of really off the top of my head. Usually I have all of them written down and then I record, but like I said, I started immediately 2 minutes after the episode aired. I didn't even see the promo for 210. I'll probably go pause this and then go watch it and then do predictions. So yeah, let's get to predictions. So, just a reminder though, when we return back in 2016, it's going to be on a Friday nights at 9 o'clock. Now we moved a day later. So, we return on January 29th for episode 310 at 9 o'clock. So, that's a Friday. Mark your calendars for that. It's always going to be a Friday after that, following the Vampire Diaries. So, with the promo, let me go watch it. Hang on. Okay, just watched the promo on Tumblr, and wow, Klaus is out for vengeance. There's no sight of Camille, so don't know about that. But Klaus and Elijah seem to be on a vengeance streak, and Freya brings up the fact that they might be stepping right into what the prophecy wants, so that's a bit troubling as well. But I did forget to mention another favorite part I had was the goodbye between Klaus and Rebecca. I love that goodbye between the two of them. And it's so different from the goodbye that they had back in season 1. There's so much progress, and I will always love the relationship between Klaus and Rebecca, whether they are fighting, whether they are being protective of each other. I'll always love it because for 1,000 years they only had each other. So, and they've done the best they could with each other, and I just really like that. So back to predictions. 310. So it looks like Klaus is chalking Camille's death to an attack. So maybe she didn't turn, maybe she turns later. I don't know how any of this is happening. If Camille turning is only a rumor. I'm just saying that. I hope it becomes true because I love Camille and I hate for this episode to be the last episode we see of her. So, predictions. We gotta have answers about Camille's death for sure. We have to see Elijah struggle with the secret that Rebecca is daggered and still cursed in a coffin that he's hiding. We have to see a bit more of this prophecy being revealed. We still don't know what that beast in the prophecy is. Maybe it's a vampire we haven't met yet. Maybe it's a different creature altogether who has fangs. Not sure. Yeah. We saw Finn's necklace again, so I'm thinking he's going to return, maybe. I'm hoping for his original body, because I do like Vincent being Vincent, but it'd be interesting how they explain how Finn would return in Vincent, which makes sense, but it'd be even more interesting how they have an explanation for the original Vincent returning. And then we haven't heard about Cole in a really long time. So we have to figure out where they settle on bringing him back. Hopefully they do, because if they do, they have another witch on their side if they manage to bring him back as a witch. If they bring him back as another vampire, then that's another immortal body on their side, but then that's also another target they have to worry about in regards to the prophecy. Although the prophecy only states 3 different ways, so there's that as well. And that's about all the predictions I could think of, really, while drawing a blank. Okay, so that's about it. What did you guys think about the mid-season finale of the originals? Did you get emotional as I did? I mean, I'm still thinking about it, and I still can't believe it got me that emotional. I mean, come on. Either way, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear about your thoughts, opinions, your theories, observations, any of that. Love to hear about it for sure. Comments below, you know the drill. Also, if you haven't already, like this video, please and thank you. And if you haven't, subscribe to my channel. Keep you up to date to what's going on with me, because if you haven't noticed, I do upload a bunch of videos, although that'll be on a break now since it's the holidays. So subscribe, share this with anyone else that is a fan of the originals, or even of the Vampire Diaries, and they haven't come over to the spinoff yet. Who knows? Bring more people in. Have this fan base grow. Let's share our love for this immortal family for sure. I mean, it's not every day that they create a spin-off based off villains off the mother show and you love the villains who were once supposed to be your enemy, right? So it's a fantastic show. It keeps getting better. Why not share it with more people for sure? And if you haven't already, check out my other videos, because guys, I am sad to say that we do not get any more new episodes for at least, let's count it, at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks. Wow. 7 weeks. Okay, that's crazy. How are we supposed to survive 7 weeks without the originals, with the cliffhanger thing they gave us? How am I supposed to? I don't even know. So, mark your calendar, January 29th. And to fill up the 9 weeks, if you want, you can. I'm not forcing you, but check out any of my other videos. I definitely cover a lot of other CW shows. Check that out. If not, check out Tumblr if you want to get caught up in anything, if you want a specific moment. Everything involving a lot of the shows I watch, I reblog anything with web clips, promos, sneak peeks, episode synopses, episode stills, episode news, episode quotes, any of that stuff. Reblogs all the way back at my Tumblr. Link for that will be down below. So if you want your old Klaus and Camille fix, check out the classic Cami tags for sure. And I have a Clammeal tag as well. There's a whole bunch of ways you can find them. So, if you want a more detailed recap of the episode, a play-by-play, if you will, of my own thoughts in the moment when it happens, check out my live journal entry. Link for that will be down below. I'll definitely try to get that up later tonight before I go to bed. So 7 weeks until you hear me talk about the original again, but don't be shy to leave a comment below. I'd love to talk to you through that. But thank you guys so much for listening into what I have to say. For this first half of the season. It truly means the world to me. You have no idea what it feels to just talk about a show you like with other people who are fans of the show. It's a great feeling for sure, and at least for my emotional reactions today, I do apologize about that. Sometimes you cannot control it. And, well, if you ask me, if you can't control it, that's when you know it's genuine emotion. Which is why I'm doing these videos to begin with, to have you guys get my initial thoughts about an episode after I've watched it the first time. Pick up what I picked up the first time, how I feel about all of it without anyone else influencing my own take on the episode. That's why I'm doing these. It's, well, who doesn't want to be heard, right? So, since it is the holidays, I'm going to wish you all a early happy holidays. Wherever you are, wherever you're celebrating, have fun. Be safe, spread the joy, spend it with all your loved ones, and be careful wherever you are, and treat every day to be precious for sure. And a Happy New Year, too, because the next time I'm posting an originals video, it's going to be next year. 7 weeks from now. So, January 29th, you can catch me back here a few hours after the originals episode airs. 9 o'clock for the CW. Mark the calendar down. I got a whole bunch of little reminders for myself. So, this is Mel. Wish you all a great day, great week, wherever you are. Happy holidays and Happy New Year. Bye for now.